Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rise. We're back at it here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Petersburg, and guess what? I have something super special when it comes to a all-American sports car. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2014 C7 Stingray Corvette. But guess what? This is one of just 500 that they made that first year, known as the Premier Edition. But before we get into this sleek rear-wheel drive sports car with the engine where I think it should be, let's talk about what's going on here. So of course, there's still so much love and excitement for the C8 Corvette, that mid-engine Corvette, the first mid-engine Corvette in the history of this American icon. But you know what? C7s are starting to get more and more excitement, because those who want that traditional, pure Corvette driving experience, this was the last way to get it. This was the last generation. Now, 2014 was the first year of the C7, and it was a pretty big deal because they brought back a nameplate that hadn't been seen since 1976. The Corvette Stingray. Now, the first year, 2014, of the C7, that was the only available model. And you could option it many different ways, obviously 1LT, 2LT. This Premier Edition, one of just 500, like I said, is automatically a 3LT. So that's gonna be your top trim, plus it came exactly the way you see it, in a color called Laguna Blue. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for a Corvette and you want the engine up front and you want that other piece of the puzzle, a manual transmission, do you go with this C7 Premier Edition Stingray? Is it really the must-own American sports car? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this one and find out. Right off the bat, I love the body lines of a C7. Really just kind of brought the pinnacle of that front engine Corvette design. At the front end of the business, you'll notice they did such a great job on the headlight design. The overall housing, good size. You got your LED daytime running lamp, LED headlights, and I love the way you have that stacked system of LED turn signals. Laguna Blue on the Premier Edition has such a sparkle to it. And besides a red Corvette, I think for me, a blue C7 really checks off the boxes. Now, as we come across that long, low-slung hood, you're gonna have that new design for the C7, sort of harking back to the early days of the Corvette. They actually put a little bit of shiny chrome finish style in the center. The rest is gloss black. Of course, it's fully functional. And you'll notice how they kind of put the splitter and the extensions all molded into the front fascia. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a big fan of the chrome up front. It's not my style, but I do get it. If you understand Corvettes, you would know, going back to 1953, there was some chrome treatment with the bumpers and the grills. So I guess for the Stingray, for the return of the Stingray and the new C7, they wanted to bring a little bit of that chrome style back to the Corvette. This one also comes with the chrome badging, so you have your cross flags. It's been that way since 1953. And like I said, this is how the Premier Edition came. 3LT, and the even better news besides the manual is that this also comes with the Z71, I'm thinking about Chevy trucks, Z51 performance package. Now, as we rise up, I love the design of that long, low-slung hood. You'll notice that you have that massive carbon flash metallic heat extractor. It also is there for aerodynamics, but the Premier Edition also brought the carbon flash metallic hood stripe. I'm so glad that they didn't do the whole nose of the car. I think it would have looked just too out of place. It's just right here, not on the roof, not on the tail, just right on the hood. Absolutely love the design. And remember, C7s went from 2014 to 2019. And theoretically, that's it. That's the end of the front engine Corvette. Now, when we come around the bend, sticking with that chrome theme, you do have these unique wheels, chrome dipped, with the Stingray badge. Love the way they brought that badge back. They even embossed the Corvette name. When you go Z51 package, you're getting the bigger rotors. So you're getting those slotted rotors to help dissipate heat, nice large Brembo calipers. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what is the size of this wheel? Basically what you're looking at, first of all, these are Pilot Super Sport tires. And then when it comes to the overall size, up front, this is a 19-inch wheel. So 19 inches in diameter, 245 on the width, 35 series sidewall, and we do have magnetic ride suspension, which is going to be able to fine-tune the suspension to give you the perfect amount of compression and rebound as it goes over the asphalt every nanosecond. It's like a blind person reading Braille. That's what the magnetic ride suspension does at all four corners. Absolutely amazing technology that General Motors came up with back in the early 1990s. But let me know what you think about the chrome dip wheel. Like I said, not my thing, but it does have that classic Corvette feel to it. Now, coming down the side, I'm gonna have Lori swing around. You'll notice our chrome Stingray badge, functional fender venting. That's another part of Corvette style, and Corvette tradition is having that side fender vent. And overall, the dimensions of the C7 is phenomenal. You're really sitting on that rear axle like you're in the Batmobile. Now, this Premier Edition does have the transparent top, so you'll notice we have black painted A-pillars, and then the sides of the top are black, but this whole midsection is all tinted glass. Another thing that I like is how they go with the color match on the mirror caps, no carbon flash metallic, and then you'll also notice how they hide the button to open up the door. Nice and easy and hidden. Now, this vent, a lot of people think it's for brake cooling. It is not. First of all, it's carbon flash metallic. This is for cooling the transaxle. Now remember, for generations 1 through 4, the transmission was bolted to the back of the engine. In the 5th generation, which debuted in 1997, Chevrolet came up with a transaxle. The transmission is in the back of the car. So to help with that 50-50 weight distribution. Now, at the rear, you'll notice Z51 package, you're getting those 4-piston Brembos. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what is the wheel and tire size out back? It's actually a 20-inch wheel, so they're staggered. 19-inch wheels up front, 20-inch wheels out back. Of course, you got a little bit wider tire, 285 on the width, 30 series sidewall, and we do have the electronic limited slip differential to get the power to the ground. Another part of styling on the C7 that I love is the rear quarter window here. It just looks so great with how the body just flows into the tail. You have a color match trunk lid spoiler, so I like the way it's all nice and color matched. Gives it that functional downforce. And then this was a big kind of debatable topic, was they moved away from the round taillights. The 6th generation is the last of the round taillights, but you do have functional venting both at the top and the bottom, carbon flash metallic, and then as we come to the center, chrome just like up front. Your chrome badging with the cross flags, your Corvette script, and then still love the way that they do the quad tip exhaust nice in the center there. That is the GM Performance exhaust. You could keep it quiet if you want to have friends, or if you want even better friends, true car people friends, you could crank this thing up and let her rip and roar. But love the rear of the car, even though they got away from the round taillights. And remember, 2013 was the last of those round taillights on the C6. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop that hood up front, not out back like the C8, and check out the heart of this Stingray. All right, guys, we got that reverse opening hood. That has been a tradition since 1953, which obviously does not exist anymore with the C8 Corvette. But underneath the hood is the heart of this Stingray. What are we looking at? We're looking at a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8 pumping out 460 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to that slick shifting 7-speed manual transmission. 0 to 60, if you know how to do the dance, 3.8 seconds, quarter mile in 12 seconds flat at 120 miles an hour. Top speed is 181 miles an hour. The vehicle weighs 3,436 pounds and has a 342 gear set because of it being a manual. That is a dry sump oil system in that engine, and it also, like I said, has the FE4 option, which is the magnetic ride suspension. But with this being a manual, you get the side oiler. And if you don't know what that is, basically the oil is kept in a separate reservoir, not in the oil pan at the belly, at the bottom of the engine. What that allows for is the right amount of lubrication at any given time. And if you're taking this down your favorite twisty road, if you're doing your favorite track day, you don't have to worry about oil starvation, because what can sometimes happen with a traditional oil pan, you're in that turn and there's a lot of G-force, all that oil is sloshing around and it might not reach the pickup, the oil pan pickup for the motor to bring that up, to allow the pump to suck up the oil. But this Stingray doesn't suck. I'm gonna show you why. Let's fire her up and hear what she sounds like. All right, guys, we are in it to win it inside this 2014 C7 Stingray. Like I said, this is a Premier Edition, one of just 500 that were produced. It's a 3LT top trim, and it's got the Z51 performance package and the magnetic ride suspension option. Now, I know you're probably saying to yourself, well, Joe, man, I've always had that Corvette dream. I used to watch movies like Dukes of Hazzard, Smokey and the Bandit, Cannonball Run 1 and 2. So I've always wanted something fun to drive, something with a V8, and I need a manual transmission. So I'm liking this one. How much is it? Well, original MSRP back in 2014 was right around $74,000. This particular one, the asking price is $62,999. So let's just say 63 grand, and it only has about 8,100 miles. So it is a cream puff. It's been pampered. But let's see what you get when you go Premier Stingray. To the door panels. Not the biggest fan of brown interior, but for some reason it works. You got the black up top, that tan contrast stitching, which leads us into that dark chocolate brown soft touch material. We got the Bose sound system, of course, and then Alcantara, Milky Way chocolate style, all over the center of the door panel and the armrest with the contrast stitching. Door pocket is a little tight, so I'm gonna say keep it to just a couple cheeseburgers from Mickey D's, and that's about it. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, same story. The soft touch, the Alcantara, you have dual climate, and what's nice is your passenger can adjust their temperature right from their seat, and whether they want heated seats or ventilated seats, 3 stages apiece. They have a nice oh crap handle with the leather, the stitching. Slide on in, you're gonna get the 8-inch infotainment system. Now, of course, this is gonna be dated compared to a new one because it is 11 years old, but still nice to have the native navigation. Premier Edition comes with all this carbon fiber, which is a very nice touch. Real deal carbon fiber. My favorite part of the infotainment system that I miss on the new Corvette is this. Dun, 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 dun. The Mission Impossible storage area. Got a USB-A in there so that you could have your CD player that plays your message and then of course self-destructs in 5 seconds, and then it comes right back up. That to me is just a nice touch. I don't know, I just love it. You have your temperature gauge for the driver, blower fan speed, and then you're also gonna have heated seats and ventilated seat buttons in the center here as well. Look at the badge. It's all about the badge, baby. Premier Edition Coupe. This is number 396 out of 500. Love the Laguna Blue with the Stingray name, but I love this even more. This is where you make the magic happen, and you're not gonna do this on a C8 Corvette. I don't even care if you bought the ZR1. 7-speed manual transmission. Love the leather, that bronze stitching that they put everywhere else in the car, and just look how nice and crisp the engagement is. Short throws, and if you're wondering why is it a 7-speed and not just a 6-speed, it's because that extra gear is to help with fuel economy, because they really wanted to make sure when this Corvette came out, it had no gas guzzler tax. So they actually saved you money by doing more work to come up with a 7-speed manual for this Corvette, because it does, at the time, it did not have gas guzzler tax, which could be a couple grand on top of the price of the car. You do have a 12 volt. I am gonna zonk it because you're gonna wanna run a radar detector, and when you do, you gotta keep it open like this, which just kind of kills the lines of the center console. 2 cup holders, you're not drinking in my Corvette, so get the hell out of here. Love the mode selector switch. You can shut the traction control off. Even the way they did the Alcantara on the side here, the nice aluminum finish, no gloss black. Now, the center console lid is very small, the compartment. It does have a 12 volt and 2 USB-As and an aux jack, but the only thing you're gonna put here is maybe your Rolex watch, which is good because you're not gonna hit your head with it, and it's not gonna get scratched because of the felt lining. Speaking of scratch, you're not gonna scratch your butt in this, because look at the seats, the leather, you got the cross flags, the Alcantara, wonderful bolstering, all electric assist for the passenger, all electric assist for the driver, and then you have that blue tinted transparent roof, which remember, all C7s, just like all C6s, just like all C5 and C4 coupes, are target top. So the top comes off. And yes, I know, C5 Z06 and C6 Z06 are not target top. I know that. You're not fooling me. I know my Corvette stuff, if you haven't figured that out yet. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind this leather wrap wheel in this Stingray. All right, guys, in it to win it, business side of this Stingray. You do have 2 memory seat settings for the driver's seat. Love the Stingray sill plate with the cross flags. Pedal box right out of a freaking Corvette race car. Aluminum dead pedal, thank you Chevrolet. Aluminum clutch, brake, and throttle. You could easily heel, toe, downshift all day long in this, but it also does have automatic rev match downshifting. The C6 didn't have that. C7 has it. You got your seat controls. I'm 6 feet tall, and I don't know what kind of voodoo magic the designers and engineers at Chevrolet do, but they're able to fit very large people in a Corvette without a lot of fuss. Unbelievable. Steering wheel, love the leather, that same tan gold stitching like you find everywhere else. Flat black on the switchgear. It is an electric tilting and telescoping wheel. You got even more carbon fiber, head-up display. And one thing you'll notice is that there are paddles. Now, they're not paddles for shifting. This is where you turn on and off your automatic rev match downshifting. What you're gonna be staring at is that beautiful 8-inch digital gauge cluster, large enough. You can put your tach there. It shows you when you go through your different modes. Real easy to do. Plus there's a cornucopia of information. The only thing I gotta zonk is the analog speedometer. It's like, why do we need 2 speedometers? Because there's a speedometer that you could show in the center display as well. But everything else is so nicely organized, and I just love the upgraded materials. But why don't we go ahead, let's do it, because I know some people are gonna complain. Let's check out the cargo area, because I'm ready to go on throttle in this Corvette. Let's get to it. All right, guys, one of the greatest things about the C7 is the amount of room that you have cargo-wise. Now, what's cool is because this is a Premier Edition, you got some extra goodies with the car, and what's awesome is that the previous owner kept all of it in the car. So what you have is a roller bag for your journeys. I love the way it's got the Corvette badge on your bag. Now everybody's gonna know that you're a Corvette owner. You have your car cover with carrying bag, and you also have the original window sticker. So nice to even see that. These are things that usually get thrown away very, very easily, but the amount of cargo space in here is absolutely ridiculous, and that's what makes this such a versatile sports car. But I'm not really too concerned about cargo right now. What I am concerned about is going on throttle. So if you're ready, I'm ready. We got a manual transmission. Let's roll through some gears and feel that pure Corvette power. All right, guys, we are inside this 2014 Corvette Stingray Premier Edition. It's just good to be back. It's just good to be back in that freaking Batmobile of a Corvette where you're sitting on the rear axle. You got the manual transmission. I see that nice long hood. And if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go, yeah! Wow. Wow, 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 wow. It's just amazing. It's just amazing how much performance this car brings. It's amazing the experience of being in that traditional layout of a Corvette. Because I mean, think about it. From 1953 all the way to 2019, the engine was only one place, and that was up front. And then, of course, having the manual gearbox. Those automatic rev match downshifts if you want them, or you could heel toe downshift if you want to do it yourself. The Laguna Blue is absolutely breathtaking. And this color interior, it's starting to grow on me, believe it or not. I'm actually liking it. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Wow. She's got plenty of get up and go. I love the fact that it just comes 3LT with the magnetic ride suspension, with the Z51 performance package. Visibility out the front is phenomenal. Visibility out the back is great. I mean, it's just a well-engineered and laid out car, and just rock solid. I mean, this thing is a cream puff, and she loves to boogie. And I love that. The gearbox, nice short throws. The handling, amazing. On throttle! Man, oh man, oh man. I love her. I tell you, man, I should have got a damn C7 when they were still selling for new. But this one is a great one because of how well it's been kept, the overall mileage. It's a Premier Edition, so you're getting all the goodies. And manual transmission, it's where it's at. You're not doing this in your C8. Stingray, Z06, E-Ray, or ZR1. Having that manual transmission. And the car's comfortable. They really just up the whole package here. Really fantastic. It's cool to have the first year of that new generation. And like I said, I'm not a big chrome guy, but it does look good. You gotta appreciate a piece of art, you know. It's one of those things that, yeah, maybe you won't want to own it, but it's a pretty car. But I'm telling you, if you like the look, you're gonna love the way it freaking drives, that's for sure. The seats have good bolstering up top, just not as much bolstering down below, but that's what makes the car a little bit more comfortable. And we're gonna go on throttle. On throttle, here we go. That was second gear. something special. She really, really is. Brakes feel good. The balance of the car is there. I prefer the C7 over the C8. The C8's got more performance, but listen, they're gonna have eventually a C9, and that will have more performance than a C8. It's a never-ending story when you think about performance, but you gotta think about driver engagement, driver feel, and this definitely, to me, brings more than what the C8 does. It just does. You're more engaged. I mean, just from the simplicity of that, you're able to get a manual transmission. But the downshifts are just so smooth, so crisp. You ready? One more time. On throttle, here we go! She just loves to run. She just loves to run, man. What an amazing car. What an amazing, amazing car. And for not a whole lot of money. And I feel like C7s, the values are holding solid, and they're gonna just go up from here. On throttle, here we go. Last time. Brakes work great. This gearbox is like a hot knife through butter. Wow. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. But we gotta get back, as much as I love this, I could do this all freaking day long. We gotta get back to Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day in so many ways here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete. Definitely got to thank Miro and the rest of the crew getting us this cream puff of a Premier Edition with the 2014 C7 Stingray. Let me know what you think. Is this a must-own C7? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being so supportive and being part of the Raiti's Rides family. And of course, we got to thank Latte Lori. She's making the coffee drinks. She's working the barista bar, but she's also working that camera like the videography champion that she is. So thank you, Lori, for being so good at doing many things at once. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.